Are the bulls giving you a special gift on a very calm Sunday? We will find out. Hello Adrian, and welcome back to my channel. It is 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8, and welcome everybody who is watching from wherever you are around the world. Hi guys. Let's wait a little bit before we can see that the channel is up. Let's take a quick sip of the Gatorade. What else? Hi Nikolai, hi Monko, hi Gita, hi Alvin, hi Lex. Hi Daniel. Okay, I guess everybody, the hardcore gang is here, and we are ready for some lazy Sunday action, Bitcoin action. But first, let's see what is going on around the world with our COVID numbers. Let's see what happened here. So we are close to 1.8 million. Hi Tina, hi Cedric. And we are confirmed. Yeah, Brazil is basically 500,000 cases right now, and Russia is over 400,000. So yeah, not very good. Let's take a look on the chart. How does it look on the chart? We are at over 6 million, 6,075,000 right now. Yes, and US is starting to flatten, I guess. Brazil is actually starting to flatten as well. Russia still not. UK still not. Spain is slowing down but not flat yet. Italy is, however, so that's pretty good. Hi Justus as well. Hope everybody is doing well on this Sunday. Yeah, in terms of, yeah, obviously on the COVID situation, nothing special happened. I don't know if you guys saw the launch, the SpaceX launch of the rocket. That was pretty cool to be seeing live. A lot of people on the YouTube page. I don't know if you guys saw that one, the SpaceX launch. Did anybody see that? That was pretty cool. Anyways, so let's go immediately into our Bitcoin chart. So yeah, basically during the night, during today, we saw that the bulls still had some power, and we got that swipe. Yes, Zach, I'm not from the Netherlands, but I'm actually Belgian, so I can speak Dutch as well as French. Yeah. Yeah, SpaceX launch was pretty cool, right? Anyways, so we are here right now. What I'm gonna do is move up my my green box here, because we can clearly see that actually the more action is happening more towards this area rather than the area below. So we can see that the most action is happening here. Just below the around the 9.7k ish area is more where the real action is happening, rather than the previous action where it was like more around the 9.6k area. So I'm moving this green box a little bit up higher, because you can clearly see we're currently getting rejected from that spot right now. So it's more important to be just putting our green box over there on the daily chart at least. So what are the bulls looking at right now? Well, the bulls are looking at like this as a sort of like a triangle that is trying to be breaking up, as you can see. So we're making this type of movement, and of course this can happen where we just break up from here, or what can happen is we move one more down and then break up from here. Okay, so what does that mean? And the reason why I'm shorting from this position is basically because, first of all, we have a strong resistance line here that is coming down, and obviously we haven't broken up from it, right? So if the bulls, even if we are still bullish, we can still make this move down here and then break up. That's one. We can, of course, if we are bearish, then we are looking like this as some sort of like a descending triangle, like something like this. Of course, this is our descending triangle, and that just means that we'll most likely be going down all the way and break this support line and do something like this, and maybe we'll bounce something like this and do something like this, right? So that's basically what the bears are looking at. So basically those are the two scenarios. And for me, since we have more, well, even if you are bullish, the probabilities are still higher that we are at least gonna make another bounce back down, for example, like this. That's the reason for enough for me to be shorting. that's basically what it is. Of course, there's a chance that we are breaking up above this, and like I said, but that's why we have our green box on the top side. If we do break above the, let's say, 9.8k ish level, then most likely we'll be switching over towards the long, towards the 10.4, 10.5k area. But you know, nothing new, right? Nothing new. So did something change from yesterday? Did I adjust anything? Did I remove my position? Did I add my position? No, I didn't do anything different at all. I just kept my position, and I'm just waiting for basically tomorrow, because tomorrow is basically what the decision point is, right? Like tomorrow, either we are going to be getting rejected from here. Doesn't mean that the bullish, like I said, doesn't mean that the bullish scenario is gone, right? So everything is still pointing very bullish, right? Because we are still trending above all the major moving averages, also on the daily base or anything like that. So I will just switch over into a long. So basically my position will be closed, right? But I will just be adding on long on a higher amount, so that basically whatever I'm losing on my short, it should be covered. It should be covered by my long. That's basically it. So not that worried about, you know, people are afraid to lose in trades, and you know, you get used to it. To be honest, it's not a fun feeling, but really, seriously, you just get used to losing positions as well. I mean, that's just how trading works. You can, if there's a trader that tells you that he only has winning positions, he's just lying. It's like, he's just lying. So it's not possible to have winning positions only. What will just gonna happen is once we break above this 8.8k ish area, then I'll just switch it over into a long, and whatever I'm losing on my short, then yeah, I'll just take that hit. That's like that. But yeah, so pretty much nothing really changed from yesterday, and it's still pretty much the same. But tomorrow is basically where all the action is going to be happening. So if you're not in a position, I would not put myself in a position right now. The only reason why I'm in a position is because I got into a position on Friday, and during the weekend I don't trade. So basically I'm kind of like, you know, I'm kind of like stuck here and unable to do anything. But if it was me personally, of course, because this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. Whatever you do with your money is your own responsibility. But if I was not in a position, I would just wait it out until tomorrow. Wake up very early when CME opens at 6 a.m. for me. See what the pre-market action is, and then towards 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. then we have our daily close, our monthly close, our weekly close. So everything is going to be basically told. You will know enough information after we see the monthly close, basically. So based upon that, then I would consider entering a position, right? Just on that information. So yeah, whatever happens tomorrow, then we'll see. We'll see. Tina, it's not going to 3K. I don't know why you're so bearish. I don't think it's gonna go to 3K. At least not right away. It could go to 3K though, but I don't think right away. Right now, everything is quite bullish right now. So yeah. What time frame do I chart? I use every time frame. So I use mainly a weekly and daily basis, and the lowest that I'm going is the 4-hour chart. So let's go to our 4-hour chart. So let's go to our 4-hour chart. So I've already drawn basically what I think is happening right now. Good job, Reminiscent. Good job. So I've already drawn what I think is going on right now, at least for the short term. As you can see, we made some sort of a rising channel on the 4-hour since the 25th of May. So since last week or something like that. And right now we can see that it kind of broke. So yesterday, this is what I expected. So when price did this and went down here, I thought it would just break down slowly and then go towards the targeted area. But what happened? The bulls gave us a big surprise, and as you can see, it went down here and then it pushed off this box here and then immediately went up here for a spike towards like the 9.7k area, which is definitely possible. As we can see, it's still in this rising channel, as you can see, but right now, as you can see, we broke out of this rising channel, so that's quite important. And if we make a measured move from this rising channel, let's make a quick measured move from this rising channel. If we make this move from the rising channel, as you can see, if we take the measured move, it would be perfectly into my green box. So yeah, my my consideration is still the same as from yesterday, as from Friday. I still think that we most likely will be heading towards the 9.1k, 9.150 in this green box area, or where the 200 moving average is on the 4-hour chart, which is right now at 9,156, right? That also matches up with our daily time frame, because that's where our moving yellow EMA 21 is, or our yellow moving averages is. So I've already told you guys this is around where the area where I'm expecting things will be making a bounce, at least small bounce. I don't think if we get down there, I don't think we will. Well, there's always a chance, right? Like I said, what the bulls are looking at is something like this. So if we do this, for example, and then we break up, I mean, we have to be very, very careful here. So what I'm gonna do in terms of trading is just the following. If it goes down here, I'm not going to close my position or anything like that, but I will definitely be looking around this area. If we go very near this area, then I'll definitely close my short there and take some profits before we break up. And then if we break up above this green box here, I'll just enter along and ride it along. So we have to be very careful what is going to be happening next week. But like I said, the monthly close, the weekly close is going to tell us a lot of information. But this is what I'm expecting. Not this move, not this move completely. So that's a possibility what the bulls are looking at. So, but I do believe that we'll go at least down to this, around this area. If we break this area, of course, we can go down to this area. And if we break that area, of course, we can go down to this area, right? But for now, this is basically what I'm expecting by tomorrow. That we go down to around the 9.1k-ish area. Another reason why I think that we will get there is because we are forming some bearish divergence right now. If you can see here, we made a higher high on the price. You can see here, we made a higher high here on the price. And if you look at the RSI, basically we did this on the RSI, right? So the RSI is also showing us that we have some sort of like a double top as well, right? So here, double top. So yeah, I'm still pretty confident, but of course things can go wrong. Things go wrong all the time. You can never like really expect the market to do what you think the market is going to do. But everything that is showing me is basically that we'll at least make a little pullback by tomorrow. That's basically what this is saying. Falling out of the rising wedge, we have some bearish divergence. Momentum is some sort of like a double top or something like that. So yeah, on the daily basis, still like I said, I'm still expecting at least a pullback towards around this area here, and then it's up to the bulls, right? And then it's up to the bulls. Do we push out from here? Then that's the moment. That's it for the bulls. That will be the moment. Or they can do this. That's possible as well. But like I said, next week we basically will we'll kind of know what will happen if we are really in a bull trend or not. Yes, the oracle is the real dang oracle is screaming in the background. I know, that's the life of a father. Am I going to continue making videos after COVID? I have no idea, Michael. I have no idea. I'm just doing this for fun and because I'm bored during the lockdown, and I couldn't go out or anything like that. And to be honest, I just made a quick stream and saw if there was any people who were interested in listening to me rant. And apparently, apparently I have some videos that have like 4,000 views or something like that. So yeah, apparently there are people who are interested to listen to me rant. But yeah, I have no idea, Michael. I mean, who knows? If I'm disappearing or if I'm gone, I'll let you guys know. I'll post my last post and then I'll tell you guys that I'm gone. But for now, I mean, I'm still enjoying this. I'm still enjoying and having fun with everybody, with the hardcore crew that is around here on a daily basis. So let's see how things go, right? Anyways, so 4 hour is basically showing me some bearish divergence. Like I've shown, we are breaking down and out of a rising channel. So once again, like I said, most likely we'll at least have a small pullback. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not really that concerned about my position. But like I said, you never know what the market wants to do. If the market wants to push up, the market is going to be pushing up. Anyways, wanted to show an update on the COT chart. Because yeah, this is what we basically were talking about, right? So we have this type of formation. This is just the 1 day, similar to what but the difference here is we can clearly see here that we had a really big drop on the retailers. So that is less volume, less purchasing power from the retail group as well, while the institutions and the professional traders is pretty much sideways, as you can see here, pretty much sideways after a small drop. So that means for me the buying power, the purchasing power, since the retailers is slowly going down, obviously, because the having promotions and everything is not there anymore. So the question is the following, right? Somebody has to be buying, or else the price cannot go up, right? The question is, are the institutions and the professionals going to be pushing the price up, yes or no? That's basically the big question. Right now, I mean, we have no idea, but we can clearly see that the momentum for the retailers is definitely fading down here. Okay. So I wanted to show that, and then I wanted to show you guys some volume analysis today as well. So this is the volume. So this is the BTC and fiat, BTC/fiat volume. So whenever we are looking for a sustainable push, right? When we want to see accumulation and a push, what do we usually see? We usually see the following. So as you can see here, during this phase, we had a big accumulation phase. And then during that accumulation phase, the volume doesn't change anything at all. It stays moderately the same. And when the price goes up, we want actually to see the volume spike upwards, right? And then we can clearly see here, momentum is there and volume goes up. And then of course we had this amazing COVID crash. We call it the COVID crash. and then price obviously went down a lot. But we can clearly see the same sort of patterns, right? Like here, we can see that price is going sideways and very slow accumulation. We see that our volume is going sideways mainly. And then what happens when we break out, volume spikes up, as you can see. And then price will be going up as well, right? So the whole point that I wanted to show you guys is the following. So we have here a nice push up, and during this push up, during this push, you can see that the volume is actually going down. What does that mean? It means that the reason why this price actually went up is, like I told you guys, is because institutions and professional traders were buying Bitcoin at that point in time, right? So, but the retail, they weren't FOMOing, they were not interested just yet, until we arrive at around the $7,500. Like I said, then the people were like, oh shit, halving is gonna make me rich, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin now. And then what you see that the volume spikes up, as you can see here, right? And then of course the price went up higher, mainly because of the retail. But right now, as you can see, volume is seriously going down, right? Seriously going down. So yeah. So do I believe that we have the momentum to be breaking up and out of the resistance that we have been trying to break for the past 2 years? I just have my doubts. Is it possible that we can go a little bit higher? Of course we can go a little bit higher. We can always go a little bit higher. But basically this is some volume analysis, and usually volume in terms of like a macro trend, it just gives you a lot of information. It just gives you a lot of information, and this is what I'm seeing, and it's pretty much the same thing that I've explained to you guys with the COT as well. The purchase, the real purchase here, as you can see here, we can clearly see here from this point here, price, the volume of retail went up massively, and that's when price also went up. But every time the price went up, you can clearly see here, we see the dumps from the professional traders and from the institutions to sell the price back down, right? So now we can clearly see that the retail volume is going down as well, and institutions and the professional traders are currently not buying at this price. So what does that mean? Is this price then sustainable to be breaking out? I don't think so. So that's just basically what I'm trying to say in two different things, in two different indicators. One is the COT indicator, the other one is just the volume indicator. Basically just telling me there is not sufficient volume right now to be breaking out of a very strong resistance line. And that's one of the reasons why I feel pretty okay with my short. But can I be wrong? Can suddenly some whale come in and put $1 billion into Bitcoin and this volume spikes up and we break out of the resistance? Of course that can happen. It can always happen. Always think the most negatively, but in terms of like, if we are looking at it as a macro perspective, yeah, I just don't think we currently have enough strength to be breaking out and up out of that resistance zone, just based on the volume that we are seeing. A YouTuber is called BTC chart to Amazon chart before they exploded. Yeah, but you also have to understand that that's very macro. That's very macro and very long term. You know, the same chart can. I mean, you can say the same thing about Bitcoins, yes, but that the explosion can happen maybe in like, you know, it can still take like 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or 10 years. You know, it doesn't change anything in the chart if you are looking at it on a macro perspective. So could Bitcoin do the same thing as Amazon? Yes, of course, it could do the same thing. But you can say that pretty much from every stock chart or anything like that has become successful. You can say the same thing about Amazon. You can say the same thing about Apple. You can say the same thing about IBM. It all looks the same. Meaning, if you look at it in a very short term, it looks like a bubble where, you know, it got hype and then it got crashed because it's IT. And then suddenly it moons like crazy over 10 years or something like that. So, I mean, I understand. The only reason why I would be comparing the Amazon chart with the BTC chart is basically to prove that you should be looking in a macro perspective, not in a micro perspective, because when you look at things in the short term, it can look amazingly good. But when you look at things on the larger scale, it can look not that great, right? It can look not that great. What is an example? Well, an example is of course our shitcoins, right? Our shitcoins. I'm just putting one, Tron. Look, if we look at this on a daily chart, right? If we look at this like this, on a daily chart, then we can say like, well, it doesn't look that bad. Well, it looks quite bad, but I mean, it's not. Look, it pumped, it pumped, right? So we can say that. But then if we zoom out and we look on the weekly chart, then this is how it looks like in reality. Is this a bullish chart? Is that pump that we're seeing, is that great? No, right? Like, come on. If you bought some Tron 2 years ago, you're basically just hanging yourself. Every time it's like, it's just a pullback, bro. It's just a pullback. It goes down. It's just a pullback, bro. It goes a little bit. But actually, this is quite a substantial pump. And then it's just a pullback, bro. And then it goes back up. It's just a pullback, bro. But I mean, that's basically what I'm trying to say, right? If we are looking at on a daily chart and we just basically just look at this pump here, let's just ignore this part and we just look at this pump here. Great, it looks great, right? It looks great, but how great is it on a weekly perspective? That's basically the same thing as what Bitcoin is. What we are doing right now is we're looking at Bitcoin in a very small time frame, and yes, it can yes, it can. I'm not saying that it cannot become successful or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, okay, just look at it on a TA perspective. Do you really think this is a bullish chart? It's not a bullish chart, just not, right? So doesn't mean that it's going to going to zero and it doesn't have any success, or chance to have a success. Of course it can, but I'm just I explained this already many times. I will always put my money into something that is more sure, that has a lot of liquidity, that I can trade, and so on, that has lower probability to go completely to zero, because any shit coin that has a low market cap, that can just go to zero at any time and point, right? But for Bitcoin to go to zero, it's very tough right now, because it has like 175 billion market cap or something like that. So it's just more secure, and the swings on Bitcoin are high enough or strong enough. So Aldrich, you can you can check all the orders from the whales. Actually, I'll show you. Wait 1 second, let me take a sip first. You can go to this site. It's called corn.lol. Okay, let's close this one. So you can choose here what the market orders are. So what I usually do is I only want to see like orders that are above, let's say 100,000, right? So I changed all of this into 100,000. And I don't want to see any liquidations. I don't want to have some sounds. And then close that. Save. Okay, there. So yeah, now whenever you get like a purchase that is on any of those exchanges that is higher than 100,000, it will show up. If it's a sell order or it's a buy order, it will show up. So basically, then you know what the whales are doing on that point. As you can see now, so you can see here, somebody on BitMEX bought $120,000 Bitcoin, and another person bought 212,000 on Bitcoin. Another green is buy, right, and red is sell. So every time here somebody sold $100,000 at 9,500 and so on and so on. So you can just leave this on, and if you want to see like numbers jumping up and down, then if you see more red, then obviously the price is most likely going to go down. If you see more green, then obviously price is going to be jumping up. But yeah, and you can do the same thing for for Ethereum, because some people are interested in that as well. Corn.lol/ETH, as you can see here. So yeah, Aldrich. That's the site that you can use. But there's several sites like that. You have also Aggressive Trade. Pretty much the same though. One second, it has to load. Okay. But it's pretty much the same. So it's called aggr.trade, and then it shows basically the same thing as corn.lol. So those are the two sites that you can use. But wait, you cannot see it, but it's here on the on the right hand side here. You can see here, see. So somebody sold on Binance apparently for 192,000. Somebody bought on what, I don't know what, the Bybit for 200,000. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as on corn.lol, as you can see here. See. So you can play around with that and put the settings, and if you want to see less numbers or more numbers. But right now, as you can see, bulls are pushing and buying up. So as you can see, the price goes up a little bit. We are now at 9,593. So yeah, so if you like to, if you're bored, you can just let those numbers jump a little bit and play around. But yeah, overall, that doesn't really change much on my perspective, as you can see. But since that we have our 12-hour candle close, we can see what the momentum is showing. Alex, I have no idea what will be Bitcoin over the next 6 months. It all depends on if we finally are going to be breaking the resistance line, yes or no. So that will basically tell us the most. So if we manage to break this hardcore resistance line here on the weekly chart, that's a 3-day chart, sorry. On the weekly chart, if we manage to break, let's say 11.5, if we manage to go above 11.5, then then the sky is the limit, you know, like maybe in 6 months, then Bitcoin can be $20,000 or something like that, to be honest. There's very little stopping Bitcoin if we manage to break above 11.5. So I would be super bullish on Bitcoin if we manage to get above 11.5. But yeah, we're not there yet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Have I heard of DIDX? No, I've never heard of it. What is it? Is another shitcoin? No, I never heard of it. Anyways. So yeah, let's go into our momentum. First, let's take a look what we can expect. What can we expect? I'm not doing any advertising on any exchanges or anything like that. So yeah, just the only thing that I can tell you is pick one that has a lot of liquidity, a lot of users, and positive reviews. That's basically what I'm recommending. But yeah, so what am I expecting? Well, it's possible that we could swipe this 9.7, 9.8K area once again before we go back down. Maybe make some sort of a double top formation or something like that, or hit around this, once again, this rising channel. That's possible. So I would say my top of the range would be around like 9.7 or 9.8K or something like that. And then the bottom of my range is around here, right? And the EMA 55, so around 9.3K. That's basically what I am expecting. So let's see what the expected moves chart says. So expected moves charts, what are you saying? So the first standard deviation to the top side is 9,769. So yeah, a swipe once again possible towards the 9.7k, like I said. And then the bottom side of the range is the first standard deviation on the bottom side is 9,435, and that's quite interesting because, like I said, what I'm looking for is for price the monthly close to be below 9,350. So similar to what the CME chart is, I'm very curious if we manage to be closing this monthly candle above 9,350, yes or no, because that's going to be affecting my bullish opinion very, very, very strongly. I'm not saying that if we close above it that immediately we're gonna go to the moon or anything like that, but if we do close above it, that is for me a macro change, and that possibly will mean that I'll be more leaning, the probabilities will be more leaning towards a break up towards the 11.5k rather than down towards our 8k or something like that. But like I said, tomorrow we will know a lot more in the morning. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting spot tomorrow. Let's put it like that. But yeah, that's what we are looking at. Will the spot price follow CME chart, where we closed a little bit below our previous area? For CME it was 9,500 and we closed at 9,492.5, so $7.5 below it. Is this for the spot price? It's 9,350. Are we going to be closing at like 9,300, for example? That, you know, that's the question, because if we are closing around that, then that would implicate that we would be getting somewhere around here, just above our EMA 21 as well. So this green line area as well. So, you know, it kind of makes sense if we would be going towards that area. So that's the expected move chart. Let's see. And it's frozen, sorry. Let's see what our Stokes are saying. Our Stokes are currently here. Like I said, it's starting to cross down. That's never a good, and we are very high right now, right, on the 12-hour chart, the Stokes. So if this crosses down, it's definitely gonna, you know, it's a long way down. So that's one of the reasons why I still think that we will have a pullback. But you know, if the bulls, for the bulls, it's not game over yet for a pullback. So what can happen is we can pull back down here and then push up here, right? So it's definitely not over yet for the bulls. But if this crosses down and it breaks all the supports, and then of course that would be not good. Let's look at the RSI. RSI is still above. It's still going upwards, and it's still above the EMA as well. So it will cross down if we go below 9,500 area. So yeah, that's quite interesting as well. Let's take a look at the daily, if we can see something like that. Somebody just bought 9.8 million Bitcoin. Yeah, could happen. Here, where can I see it? 1 million here. Yeah, nice. Okay, where's our daily chart? Here, daily chart. Let's take a look at the Stokes there. Stokes are still curling up, so yeah, still very, very, very bullish. Let's put it like that. Then let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is actually still curling down now on the daily, and similar to like the 12-hour chart, 9,500-ish or something like that. So basically, if we are breaking below 9.5, that will confirm our pullback towards, you know, 9.2k, 9.150, something like that. So that's what I'm waiting for, and I am expecting. The most important thing is this. That's the HVP on the daily. The HVP on the daily right now is at 9, so it's very low. It could go even lower later on, and then maybe tomorrow it can flash. So that's a probability, right? That's a probability that it can flash, and it can go, and then we can have a big swing somewhere in the next week. Like I said, some big movement up or down in the next week. Let's take a look on the indicators on the 4 hour, on the short term. Short term, let's look at the Stokes. Stokes are curling down on the 4 hour, so yeah, this pretty much, like I said, I really do think that we will have at least a small pullback, even if it's not a big pullback. I'm not saying it's over for the bulls, but I still expect us to have a small pullback at least. Stokes are down. Let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is actually curling up right now, trying to curl up and break above this once again, but it will cross down if we are below 9,618, which is the current area where we're currently at. So if we get rejected from this area around here in the next 4 hours, then it will just be going back down. And since the Stokes are curling down, I don't think, I mean, there's not much, there's not enough, basically what it's saying, it's not enough strength to be breaking up or breaking some big resistance, right? So will something crazy happen today, and are we going to be breaking all the way up to 10k or something like that? The probabilities are like super small, let's put it like that. So more likely is maybe we'll have another liquidity tap towards here, towards like near 9.7 ish, 9.650 or something like that. That's possible. But overall, I do think that we'll just be, more or less ranging on around this area once again. Maybe touch a little bit here, touch it, and then, yeah, something like that by tomorrow. I mean, that's what I'm expecting. But whatever you're expecting can it can go wrong all the time. So that's basically it on a Sunday. But tomorrow is, of course, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Let's take a quick look at ETH, because everybody's talking about ETH. So yesterday I've drawn this two green lines here, what my resistance area was, and then as you can see it touched at 247 apparently, which is perfectly in the in the green box. So if somebody was longing and shorting from that area there, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's look at the momentum indicators. Well, the daily is still going up though. Stokes are still going up. RSI is actually going down right now. HVP is expanding right now. So yeah, I do think similar like Bitcoin. Obviously, it's just gonna go and follow Bitcoin, right? Let's take a look at this. Yeah, it looks toppy now. Our Stokes are curling down. HVP on the 4 hours is flashing red. So yeah, that's it. That's basically it. We won't go much higher for Ethereum, at least not in the very short term. So usually what this means is, when the HVP flashes red, it means the move is basically almost done. It doesn't mean that it cannot be red for a few more candles or anything like that, but around this range is pretty much toppy. That's basically what the HVP is saying. If we are looking at the momentum, we can also see bearish right now here. It flashed this color. It just basically means that a local top is put in. Let's put it like that. Doesn't mean that it cannot go higher on a later stage or anything like that. It just means that most likely we had our local top here at 240. What is it? 247. Yeah. So yeah, if ETH is doing that, going down a little bit, then yeah, Bitcoin is going to do pretty much the same as well, right? So yeah. Nothing really much different than yesterday, because it's weekend. So yeah, don't expect big action or anything like that. And yeah, tomorrow I would definitely put your alarm clock and wake up at 6 a.m. To see what CME does, what the weekend, what the action is there. It's a completely new contract, monthly contract that they are opening for the next month. So if they are going to be rushing in to short the price, that will be the time for them, right? Then let's take a look maybe at some on-chain analysis. Let's see if some big Bitcoin moves is coming in. No, not much different. So we still have this 4,000 here, then this 3,000 here, then this 2,000, and then 3,000, and then here 29, 3,000 again. That's pretty much it. So nothing special in terms of like on-chain analysis or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, we still have a lot of Bitcoin that is ready and on the exchange ready right now. The question is, what are they going to be doing with it? Most likely what happened is they used this Bitcoin to long it, to push the price up a little bit higher, and then usually what happens is then it goes down, right? It goes down. That's basically what most likely it's going to be happening. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's it for today, because pretty much nothing substantial happened. Do I think that we is it possible that we break up towards the 10.4k? It's always possible. Do I think it's likely? I don't think it's very likely. I don't think there's the volume for that. There's not enough strength for it. We have a pattern that is not very bullish. It happened before that we broke it happened before that we broke up from a rising channel, so it's not like, you know, it can't happen, but the probabilities are just not on our side. So yeah, I still think that we will at least take a small breath, take a breath down towards around this area, and then we'll be analyzing things. But yeah, other than that, very little to be looking at, I think. Is it possible that we still swipe up towards 9.7k once again or something like that? It's always possible. It's always possible. But yeah, probabilities are just not on that side for me. So I am still the same. I'm still in my position. I'm losing money right now because I've been paying fees over the weekend, and that's what I just hate, right? That's one of the reasons why I really hate having positions during the weekend as well, because I don't like it. I just don't like it, and so much fuckery going on. Like I've shown you guys. That's a typical fuckery, right? Look at this. We had like some sort of like a descending channel, and then it breaks up. And then over here we have a fake out that it's breaking down from a rising channel, right? This is the rising channel, and it shows that it's going to break out, and then it pushes back up into the channel and spikes up higher into the channel. So that's what I mean. And those type of things happen only in the weekends, you know, most of the times, because the volume is so low, the liquidity is so low, and then it's, you know, the bots and algos are playing their game and trying to scam people, the retailers trading during the weekend. And that's the reason why, you know, even if it spikes up towards 9.7 or something like that, I wasn't like, you know, in a very, you know, concerned mood or anything like that with my position, because yeah, it's like weekend. And I'll just figure it out after the weekend. That's usually what I always think if I'm in a position during the weekend. But yeah, I try to be as, you know, as much as possible not to be in a position or not trading during the weekend myself. But yeah, I did think that when it was Friday, I did think that we would be just, you know, sideways and then breaking down from this rising channel. But the Bulls gave me a Sunday surprise, and it did this, and then poof, right? That's what the Bulls gave me on a Sunday. Did the dang Oracle panic? Did I cry? I was very worried. No, I wasn't very worried. Was I very worried? No, I wasn't very worried. It did break down and out of the rising channel right now, so things got fine. Yep, that's correct, Reminiscence. It's good to have a strategy, stick to it, and not adjust it. Like I said, even if it went to 9.7 or anything like that, I didn't do anything at all. I didn't add my position. I didn't do anything at all. I do have a stop loss set on weekend strength. I always have a stop loss. Like I said, I always have a stop loss. My stop loss was just at the 9.8k range. So that if price would have just jumped up above 9.8k, if the whales have gone there, I would have just taken my loss. Take it like a man. But yeah, I kind of have a feeling. I had a feeling yesterday that the whales would still push it up towards a 9.7 to just wipe out some more liquidity. So yeah. Oh yeah. Before I stop the stream, there's actually one more thing that I wanted to show you guys as well. And this is here, the blockchainwhispers.com site. It basically shows you the current sentiment on Bitcoin, which is positive, and also the positions, how many people are long and short right now. And as you can see right now, they do an average between Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance. And as you can see right now, longs are currently at 74%, and shorts are only at 25%. So usually what happens is when there is a discrepancy, if there's like too much difference, what happens is actually the opposite. If you understand the logic of trading, because if there's too many longs, obviously people are going to push the price down towards a lower price, so that the longs are going to get liquidated, and then there's balance. So when you see something like this and there's like a huge discrepancy, you should actually go with the lowest percentage. I'm not talking when it's 50-50. When it's 50-50, it's 50-50. You know, you don't know. But when there's like a huge discrepancy between longs and shorts, I would always go for the lowest percentage, because most likely, where do they make money? Where do the whales make money? Well, to liquidate the people in the highest positions, right? So when you have a ton of longs, then the whales want to take that money and liquidate the longs. When you have a ton of shorts, the whales will want to liquidate all the shorts and take that money. So what I'm expecting is a big push towards the downside to liquidate all these longs, and a few 100 million shaved off, and then you'll have like 50-50 once again, and then the game restarts once again. That's basically how things usually work. So like I said, this is showing that there's just way too much longs as well, and that basically also confirms once again my mindset that we have lower volume. We have retail that is starting to slow down and not buying Bitcoin anymore, because the halving hype is starting to slow down. We have miners capitulation because the price is not high enough for the S15 to be selling. We have way too many people who are bullish because they are all in a long right now. So yeah, I'm sticking with my thought, and those are basically my reasonings behind it. But the market does what the market wants to do. So we can analyze everything that we want to, but the market is still going to do what the market's going to do. So as a trader's perspective, we always should be thinking the worst, and we should always make sure that if some shit happens, and you are in a position to actually be prepared for that. And I can't say it enough. Even if the price goes to like 10.5k, you as a trader should be making money and not be losing money, even if you are wrong in your position, which if the price goes to that price, we would be wrong in our master plan, right? But then we have our backup plan, so that we don't so that we just make a little bit of money instead of a lot of money. But we are still in the game. Like I said, I still think that we will have a pullback. So yeah, my opinion hasn't changed, and the more I'm looking at everything, the more it's just basically giving me a higher probability that we at least will have a pullback. Doesn't mean that I'm not bullish in the long term. That will all depend on tomorrow. Where do we close the monthly candle? If the monthly candle closes above 9.3k, then then it might be interesting for in the long run. It might change the macro perspective, but until it confirms, I am I don't I just don't think that we have enough strength to be pushing up and breaking the resistance right now. That's just basically my opinion. No trend. It's not a paid site. You can just go to it. It's called blockchainwhispers.com. It's a free site. I don't think I'm using anything that is paid, by the way. So if you're seeing something that is on what I'm showing you guys and it's paid, I will tell you that it is paid. But I don't think anything that I'm showing you guys is paid, to be honest. The only things that I'm using for myself that is paid is my own algos and stuff like that. But those are the ones that I developed myself. That's other than that, everything what you're seeing is free, except for the fact that I'm using a paid version of TradingView because I want to put a lot of indicators and a lot of using a lot of different charts that are saved and so on and so on. But other than that, no. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for today. A little bit a shorter video, but other than that, yep. My opinion is still the same. Short recap. I still think that we will be pulling back down towards around this area here. That's still what I'm expecting. We might go do this first, 9.3, and then go down to that area, something like that. Still the same, a little bit slower. Other than that, the areas to be looking at is of course above 9.8k. If we manage to close some candles above 9.8k, I'll switch into a bull mode and I'll be clicking that long button. But yeah, like I said, I still don't see it happening. Not right away. Can it not happen? Of course it can happen. But the first signal will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, if the monthly candle is positive, that will be the first domino block towards the next domino block, and then it will be falling and it will become like a nice, beautiful painted picture. That's basically what we're looking at, right? Yes, John. As long as you are aware of stop losses or anything like that, things will be fine. I'm currently in a $6.50 profit right now. I mean $6.50 spread. I mean profit right now. So it's not like I'm making big bucks as well right now, right? I've been paying fees for 2 days already. I don't think I'm positive right now, even with my $7 spread. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't really look at it, but the fees are actually really high. You know that, right? It's just insane. But luckily, we're when you're shorting, you get some discount, right? Because all the people are longing right now. So everybody's longing, so at least we get some fees in return. So that's a good thing. Other than that, yep, I think that's it for today. Let me finish my Gatorade bottle, then say goodbye to you guys. There. So let's if you haven't watched the weekend's shows, you haven't missed anything. But if there's one show that you need to be watching, that will be tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be pretty epic. Either epic on the bullish side or epic on the more bearish side. Let's put it like that. Wow, reminiscence. That's a pretty good amount of money that you've just made. Congratulations on that. For everybody who is making money, really, There's actually there are people who are asking me if I'm jealous if somebody else makes money. I'm actually happy for you. I'm genuinely happy for you that you've made money. So yeah, that's great, man. That's great. I hope everybody. I really do hope that everybody can make money. But sadly enough, this is a trading game, right? So there will be winners and losers. So there's nothing you can do about that. But if most of you guys are able to make money, I'm happy for you guys. But yeah, tomorrow something. Well, like I said, that's what I'm looking at. Do we monthly? Do we close up? If we close here, it's very bullish, right? It's very bullish. If we close here, it's very bullish. Do we close above 9,350? It's very bullish. One more thing, one last thing, because I forgot, is the 3-day chart, right? The 3-day chart is also very important because of this. I told you guys, if the 3-day chart and the Stokes are curling down, that means if we compare, I've done that last time as well. Every time we had the top, as you can see here, this was the top on the 6th of May, and we can see the price 6th of May. It was the top basically here at 10,000. What was it? 10,094. We had a top here, which was the 12th of Feb. Here, 12th of Feb. We can see that was the top here at 10,567. Let's go here. We had a little top here on the 9th of November. 9th of November. Let's see. 9th of November. Here, pretty much also a top in comparison with the rest. Let's see here, another top here. 24 of June. 24 of June. Sorry, 24 of June top. 24 of June. Yeah, here price has 13,900. Right. So every time we had a major top on the 3-day, it was a top. So, but of course, if price keeps going up, then what we can see is it can do this, right? And then we are going to be breaking up, and we are very bullish, and we are going to be going towards 11.5k or something like that, right? So if the price keeps going down, then of course the 3-day Stokes are going to go down as well. So with that, we will know a lot more as well, right? So yeah. So 3-day charts, very important. That's going to be next after the monthly close. So tomorrow we have the monthly close. If it goes above 9,350, yes or no, that will give us our first domino block. And then the next day, it will be the 3-day close, this candle close here, the 3-day candle close. Will the Stokes be curling down or curling up? That's basically going to be the next domino stock, the domino block, right? So like I said, we are looking at all these different domino blocks, and at one point it will paint a full picture, and we'll know on a macro scale where we're gonna be heading at or towards at. So yeah, like I said, starting next week is going to basically be the most important week for the next coming couple of months, most likely, on what Bitcoin is going to do or wants to do. That's the reason why I'm saying next week is just incredibly important. And but yeah, first thing first, monthly close, then the 3-day Stokes, that were what we're looking at, and other than that, then that will paint us the big picture. But yeah, for now, BTC go down towards my 9.150 area, and then everybody will be happy. Or not, I don't know. But yeah, as always, I hope to see you again and speak to you guys again, hanging out with you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place, YouTube and on Facebook, 7:30 p.m. UTC +8. And as